Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching TopTenzNet, and in the video today, the top 10 bizarre TV channels you won't believe existed. There have been many TV channels over the years, some good and some pretty bad. The good ones stay and cater to the audience. The bad ones were either run so cheaply or had such a strange premise that they failed hard. In the video today, well, we're looking at some of the latter. Number 10. The Puppy Channel. In 1997, after seeing how TV was little more than O.J. Simpson and bad soap operas, someone decided to make a channel simply for relaxation. So the Puppy Channel, nothing more than puppy footage 24 hours a day, was born. It stuck around for a few years, but soon the concept grew thin, especially once the dot-com boom began, and people realized footage of puppies could easily be found on this newfangled internet thing. Number 9. Dumont Network. One of the first major networks in the United States, Dumont was the third largest station in the 1950s, even beating out ABC for a time. Owned entirely by the chemical company Dumont, every single show was filmed inside their building. There were pretty much no sets for shows, so everything was filmed randomly here and there, in offices, break rooms, and anywhere else they could fit a camera. Despite this, Dumont was about to buy out ABC and become the largest station in the United States when the FCC yelled antitrust and ABC got backing from Paramount. To save money, they switched to UHF signals, and since no one liked UHF in the 1950s, the channel shut down unceremoniously. Number 8. RTV Politika, the stolen movie channel. Staying alive in Serbia for over a decade, this channel was pretty much known as the free movies that are not yet in theaters channel, getting bootlegs of famous movies such as The World Is Not Enough for the purpose of diverting attention from the fact that their government was crumbling before them. Once Slobodan Milosevic was ousted from power and died in 2006, the station ceased to be useful and its license was not renewed. And with that, nothing bad ever happened in Serbia ever again. Number 7. WLBT Jackson in Mississippi. In the 1960s, WLBT Jackson decided to go against civil rights and preempted all newscasts and TV shows with black people, or anyone mentioning civil rights for that matter, and they gave warnings that the shows were biased in favor of northern views. The channel even had a white supremacist bookstore inside the station. This happened well into the 1970s when the civil rights movement had pretty much ended. Seeing this one holdout, the FCC decided to revoke their license. As a condition of reinstatement, WLBT was forced to allow all normal-as-usual programming to air, even if they had black people in it. Number 6. WJIM Lansing, Michigan. In 1950, Harold Gross, who only went into the business after winning his first radio license in a card game, decided to try his hand at TV. Not caring about station affiliates, he decided to just pick up and choose the best content for his station. Running the whole thing out of a motel because he didn't think TV would last, he proved tyrannical. Anyone not agreeing with his political views was shut down, and he would just black out any shows he didn't like, even though he'd become a CBS affiliate at some point, and he'd just fill in those shows with other shows from other networks or extra-long commercials. WJIM became so bad that the FCC shut him down, something they had only ever done once before. Gross was soon back on the air, but now that he was being closely watched, he decided to sell the station. Number 5. WQEX Pittsburgh. WQEX in Pittsburgh was a station that not only had all black and white TV well past the mid-1980s, but was also famous for gigantic transmitters that frequently broke down and aired programming that, for a PBS affiliate, made it look more like a cable access station. Finally, it had to shut down, a sad end for a station that broadcast Mr. Rogers in the beginning of his career. Number 4. Hughes Network. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, Howard Hughes started up a fourth major network, in his own head anyhow. Despite being a national station, they showed Cleveland Browns games, the Stanley Cup, and pretty much nothing else interesting. Though it was supposed to become the new NBC or CBS, the Hughes Network was little more than a random sports channel. Because of the insane programming and not realizing that Americans didn't watch sports like that, the network simply limped its way to a quiet demise in the 1970s. However, judging by the success of ESPN2, we're starting to wonder if Hughes was actually just ahead of his time. Number 3. National Education Television. Started in 1952 as the first educational TV channel, NET famously brought Sesame Street into the world. They're also famous for doing everything in their power to distance themselves from crap like that. In 1963, the channel decided to start showing documentaries that tackled the tough issues like poverty and racism. While some didn't like it because of the perceived liberal bias, what really irked people was that they showed these documentaries during times that kids were watching. After one documentary about the Nixon administration's top advisors, the FBI investigated the station and concluded that kids were learning a little bit too much. Therefore, the Ford Foundation and the government decided to either force them to stop showing such material, or they would simply pull their funding. Within a year, the station lost so much revenue that they shut down, all for showing disturbing and thought-inducing documentaries to 4-year-olds. Number 2. Overmyer/United Network. When an ultra-conservative man started a TV channel to challenge CBS and NBC, bad things were bound to happen. Envisioning an ultra-clean channel, the Overmyer United Network was to start in 1967 coast to coast. However, they failed to realize just how little television out there caters to the ultra-conservative, even back then. With only a few hours of programming and only a handful of failed sports leagues giving it live entertainment, the ON lasted less than a month before going bankrupt. Number 1. Cable Music Channel. In 1984, after seeing the smart of MTV, Ted Turner decided to make an ultra-clean competitor called CMC. Armed with billions of dollars, Turner set up this new music megastation in a small house in Los Angeles. But even if he had actually put some effort into housing the thing, it turns out the public didn't actually want a G-rated music station that showed only light rock and country, especially with MTV and its edgy and popular artists a mere click of the dial away. Less than a year later, Turner sold this station to MTV, who turned it into VH1, a clean music station known mainly for playing light rock and country. Maybe the public just didn't like Ted Turner. So I really hope you enjoyed that video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for brand new videos every day of the week. Also, I've got another channel, it's called Biographics. It's biographies of notable people from the present day, as well as history from Elon Musk to Osama bin Laden. You can check it out through the icon on the screen now. But if you want something else to watch right now, why not check out another TopTenz video or a Biographics video over there on the right. And as always, thank you for watching.